starring Chuck Connors.
What's your business, mister?
Well, no need for that gun. I'm Lucas McCain. This is my son, Mark. We're your neighbors. We just stopped by on our way to town to say hello.
All right. You've said hello. Now clear out.
Please go.
And stay away from my wife.
To drive the neighbors away with a gun? How can we live here after that, Jake?
Big man, that McCain. Like Andy Travis.
No, not like Andy Travis. Like you were once, Jake. A man I could look up to, respect, a strong man. Jake, this is the third time we've moved in a year. It's already starting.
I didn't ask him here, and I don't want him around.
The horse reared and threw me because you beat her. He was helping me to my feet. You don't believe that?
No, not when you have to flirt with every man you meet.
If I just talk to a man, you say I'm flirting. I can't live this way, Jake. I'm shut away from people and shut away from you.
I sure can't get over that, Mr. Owens. We were just paying a neighborly call, was all.
Oh, he's a strange man, son. I agree. I want a few words with Micah. Maybe you better pick up the mail and I'll meet you at the barber shop.
Barber shop? Was just a month ago, Pa.
Well, maybe you can wait another week.
I'll meet you back here.
Thought you were on a diet.
Well, a diet doesn't mean I have to starve myself to death.
Why not do it the easy way? Just stop eating. You'll lose that 10 pounds in no time.
Stop eating? What'll I do for energy to get my work done?
What work? The heaviest thing you've picked up in 20 years is a cell key.
You know, that's the trouble with this job. People think that all it is wearing a star and shaking enough hands to get elected again. By the way, did you meet your new neighbors yet?
Yeah, I met them.
I just saw them for a minute when they arrived. They were busy moving in. You'll like Jake and his wife. They're nice people, Lucas.
How well do you know Jake Owens?
Oh, about as well as I know you. Of course, till he moved here, I haven't seen him in, maybe 4 or 5 years. He was wearing a badge then in Rebels Falls, Missouri, but he'd already made a reputation for himself.
Owens wore a badge?
That's right. Gave it up to become a cattle rancher. I'm glad they moved here. What's the matter, Lucas? You said you met Jake. What do you think of him?
Now, maybe he's changed a little, Micah, since you knew him.
How long will you be?
About half an hour.
Half hour to pick out a hat?
Well, I have a few other things to get.
All here? be back.
Travis, there's our boy coming to town.
Heading right for the saloon. Still likes his liquor, I see.
Can't say I blame Jake for building a fence around that filly. She's pretty tempting.
If you like arrogant women.
Turned you down, huh?
Well, Jake Owens doesn't think so. I saw to that, and it's torturing him. He even gave up his badge to get her out of town.
Look at that lady he put a bullet in. I'd say he's eating with you.
Is that supposed to be a sample of your wit? Put it away, Sims. I've told you a dozen times it won't be done in a handgun fight.
Be the easiest way. With Jake Owens' temper, I'd throw a couple of words at him in the saloon. He draws. He dies.
Maybe he dies. No, that would be too easy for him. Besides, he was no slouch with a gun as a marshal.
It don't scare me. It's the way I like it. Gun against gun.
Sims, I'm satisfying your pocketbook, not your sense of enjoyment. We'll dispose of Owens my way.
Foot in the bill.
Sorry, I usually look where I'm going, Mrs. Owens.
That's all right, Mr. McCain.
That's very pretty. What is it, ma'am?
It's a hat.
Oh, a hat.
This is one of woman's small pleasures and one I haven't indulged in for a long time. You know, North Fork is a surprise to me. It's so much bigger than I expected.
It's a growing town. You're a surprise, too, Mrs. Owens.
Oh, in what way?
Well, you don't fit the pattern, living on a ranch. It's like finding a thoroughbred pulling a plow.
Well, thank you for the compliment. I was born and raised in the East, and life there is a little different for a woman.
It's not easy running a small ranch.
Woman's work is never done. I'm at
I've told you to keep away from my wife.
Jake, you have no right to presume.
Shut up. This is your second warning, McCain. You're not going to get a third.
You're making a scene. Would you take me home?
You call yourself a husband?
She's my wife, McCain. And the next time I have to tell you that, it'll be with a gun in my hand.
Jake! Jake, what's the matter with you? What's the trouble?
Ask him. He's an old friend of yours.
Micah, how well do you know McCain?
As good a friend as I have in the world, and a man you can trust.
I don't trust any man where my wife is concerned. Keep him away from me, Micah.
What's wrong with you, Jake? What's happened between you and Fay?
Nothing that concerns you.
Jake, look at me. Jake! I always knew you were jealous of Fay, but I never thought I'd live to see the day you treat her like you just did.
I don't want any trouble with you over McCain.
Any trouble will be of your own making.
And hers the minute my back is turned. McCain's a friend of yours. Keep him away from me. And a long way from my wife.
Whom the gods would destroy, they first make mad. With an assist from me.
What's that mean?
I've made Jake Owens think he married an incurable flirt. And it's driving him berserk. And making both their lives miserable.
I thought she just wanted him dead.
Oh, I do in time. And if he keeps antagonizing that sodbuster they call the Rifleman, he won't be long for this world.
I made a trip for nothing.
Sims, if Owens dies, it doesn't make any difference who the executioner is. You or McCain.
better hurry, son, before Miss Pritchard puts you to chopping kindling wood for being late.
Yeah, she doesn't miss a chance of getting somebody on that wood pile.
I'd say that's a practical way of setting aside winter firewood.
Well, you wouldn't think it was so practical if you were the one chopping more than half the pile.
I guess that would slam my outlook on it. Mark, ever since you got up this morning, you seem to have something on your mind.
Well, I was thinking, Pa. Today we're studying about English kings, and, well, I was just figuring it was more important for me to help you finish fixing those fence posts on the north line.
You're worrying about that north line being too close to the Owens Ranch, aren't you?
Sort of.
Well, no sense me telling you not to worry about it. Worries don't shed too easy. That's certainly the truth.
He sure is an unreasonable man. That's the truth, too.
There's an old saying, Mark. The things we worry about most never come to pass. So with that in mind, why don't you start riding and try and beat that school bell?
You mean if I keep on worrying about being late, then it won't come to pass and I'll be early?
You can try it. You can also try hustling just to play it doubly safe. Now get going. Mrs. Owens, I'm sorry I disturbed you.
You didn't.
This is my north line. I'm replacing some fence posts.
Well, I rode out here just to get away from the house, someplace where I could think.
Well, then I better let you be. I can start further down.
Stay, please. I don't really like being alone.
Sometimes it has its advantages.
I suppose so. But then it takes a certain kind of strength to face loneliness. I'm afraid I don't have that strength. Actually, I have another reason for being here. I saw you repairing fences yesterday, and I wanted to apologize for the embarrassing scene in town.
It's just a man doing some early day drinking.
You're very kind. You're a widower, Mr. McCain. You know what loneliness is.
My wife died a long time ago.
Did you ever doubt her? Were you jealous?
I loved her.
And you believed her when she told you she loved you? Lucky man. Thank you.
For a minute, once had something, them two meeting out here like this.
Oh, it's all quite innocent. But rugs have been woven out of fewer threads. Putting it another way, Sims, I think we've got enough here to start a snowball rolling. And this would be the perfect spot to end it. Come on.
Pa, I've been thinking.
Well, I guess that's a good sign your schooling's paying off.
No, I've been thinking about a way dishes could wash themselves. Suppose you had a box, a box that didn't leak water, and you put the dirty dishes in it.
Well, I guess that could be arranged.
Well, the rest would be simple. You just tie the soapy water box on the back of a horse and jog him around the house a few times. Oh. No, I guess it wouldn't be too practical.
No, I don't think so, son. Well, I've got to get these wire cutters sharpened and then get out to the north line and replace some fence posts.
I'll have my chores done by the time I get back.
Good. Hello, Micah.
Lucas, Mark, could I have a word with you alone, Lucas?
Sure. Son?
Oh, well, I'll get the wagon hitched up for you, Paul.
What's up, Micah?
What's going on between you and Fay Owens?
What are you talking about?
Is it true that you two had a meeting at your north fence this morning?
Well, what do you want to hear? That I've been seeing Jake's wife?
Well, have you?
Not the way you mean.
Is there another way?
You know there is. Fay Owens is an unhappy woman. No man has a right to treat her the way Jake does.
I agree, but after all, they are man and wife. And what's between them should be settled between them.
Who told you about our meeting this morning?
Nobody. Near as I can figure, the talk started in the saloon and spread all over
talk is the one
town.
thing I never listened to.
I wouldn't do anything to add to it, Lucas.
I'm sorry for her, Micah, that's all. Being married to a man who doesn't trust her.
I don't know what's happened to Jake. He always did have a quick temper, but this jealousy of his, I'd stay away from him, Lucas. And from Fay, too.
Aren't you drinking a lot lately?
Maybe I've got good reason to get drunk today.
What do you mean?
I heard about you and McCain.
You heard what? There's nothing to hear.
You deny meeting him at the North Line?
No, I don't deny it. I went there to apologize to him for your behavior.
Oh, I heard a different story in town.
I don't care what you heard.
How about today? Feel he needs another apology today? The betting in town is McCain will be fixing fence again today with you right there helping him.
Jake, this is ridiculous.
Maybe I'm upsetting that by cutting short my business in
Will you
town.
not start with this unreasonable jealousy again?
Unreasonable? What about Andy Travis? And all those times I saw him riding away from our house.
I will tell you again, there was nothing between us. He was never in my house. I never saw him anywhere near the
No,
house.
I heard a different kind of talk.
Talk, that's all it was. For the 100th time, Travis was a braggart. A loathsome creature who bragged about all women who rejected him. You shot him for his bragging. Nothing else. Jake, your jealousy is destroying us. It's already robbed you of the most important thing in your life, your job as a lawman.
Most important thing in my life is you. And I intend to fight for you.
You don't have to fight for me. I'm your wife. I love you.
Mr. McCain is expecting a visitor at the North Line. We don't want to disappoint him.
Jake! Jake! Jake, believe me, please!
Come on now, impatience. Owens ought to be along pretty soon now.
I say we should cut down on Owens the minute he shows and head out. Nobody know the difference.
I'd know the difference. No, we'll let McCain take care of the job. And if Owens comes out of it alive, we'll take care of him then.
What about McCain being a witness?
Well, it hardly seems sensible to leave such a loose end dangling, does it?
warned you, McCain. The third time I talked to you would be with a gun.
If you came out here because of that talk in town, you're making a mistake.
No mistake! That kind of talk don't start by itself. You got your gun. Use it.
You're making a mistake, Owens.
I got a belly full of lies, McCain! Use it!
Now, I'll take McCain.
How am I going to convince you?
Jake,
It's all right. Who was it down there?
Andy Travis was one of them.
Travis! And you saying it was just talk. He even followed you here.
Jake, he must have started the rumors here in North Fork just as he... Oh, Jake, no.
Wanted me out of the way. Then you'd go to him.
You're a fool, Owens. This fella Travis, you think he just wanted you dead? That could have been easily arranged. Ambush, no witnesses. Are you so blind you can't see that he just wanted your jealousy, your sickness to cause your death? You are a fool.
Fool.
This one isn't too clean, Paul.
Oh, well, I guess the best dishwasher is still a woman, huh?
I guess so. Ma was as pretty as Mrs. Owens, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
Were you ever jealous over Ma like Mr. Owens was?
Oh, maybe a little while we were courting, but not after we were married. You know, son, being jealous means a man doesn't really trust himself. And he doesn't trust his wife to know her own mind when she says she loves him. And your ma always knew her own mind.
Yeah. Say, Pa, about that dishwashing box idea. I've been thinking about it some more, and suppose we had a little windmill.
Windmill?
Well, sure, we could attach the windmill shaft to sort of a rocking chair, and every time the windmill turned, the rocker would go back and forth and rock all the dishes clean.
That's a good idea. But how about the days the wind doesn't blow?
Oh, I never thought about that. Hey, Pa, Tommy Hamilton once let his dog lick his plate clean, and his ma never knew the difference. So what if we had one of those old farm dogs with one of those big old lapping tongues, was always hungry? Why, I guess that'd sort of be an unsanitary dishwasher.
Yeah.
you.